What is the difference between an affirmation and an incantation? Well, they're actually quite similar. And incantations, that's a very old word, and those were used already probably thousands of years ago. Right now, I am working on my master thesis that is about medieval magic linked with astrology, and I'm reading all of those texts about magic that are often based on ancient Greek texts. So even then they knew about incantations. But still, I want to give you the difference between affirmations and incantations. That is a little bit subtle because basically both are a statement of fact. I am this, or you are that, or this is like this. That is repeated many, many, many times in order to get it into our subconscious mind, even though people in medieval times and earlier, of course, didn't believe in getting it into the subconscious mind because they didn't have that concept yet. For them, it was more to kind of like get into the state and connect to spirits, deities, angels, demons as well. Or, of course, the stars and planets. But basically, it is an affirmation because you want something and you state it as true. Also, of course, incantations were used to strengthen the belief in what you wanted to manifest. Even back then, people wouldn't have used words like manifesting. No, actually not true. I remember specifically reading to make manifest or to have it become manifest. But they already knew that a manifestation only works once we are absolutely sure it does. So for them, belief, even though they believed in higher beings, like the planets or the angels or demons would help them, they already knew, but the strongest factor is the own belief in what you're doing and what you want to create. But anyway, let's do affirmations versus incantations. What are affirmations? An affirmation is a positive statement or declaration intended to affirm a desired belief, mindset, or outcome. Affirmations are typically used to shift one's mindset, increase self-confidence, or manifest goals. As I said, the shifting mindset, strengthening the belief was a thing back then as well. But also, of course, now we know that we manifest through ourselves, through our assumptions, and not so much because there's anything outside of us, because we know now everything is us pushed out. Neville Goddard. But they believed, of course, that there were deities that would do that then for us. So that is a difference. Affirmations focus on reinforcing positive thoughts and beliefs, often through repetition or visualization. Yes. An incantation, on the other hand, is a more ritualistic or ceremonial form of affirmation, often involving chanting or reciting specific words or phrases with strong intention and belief. Please check out my video on different ways of affirming, because I also talk about incantations and chanting in that video. But yeah, we do have this more ritualistic. Nowadays, even people use robotic affirmations where it's just like saying or even thinking the same phrase over and over and over again. But there, of course, it was more energetic because they wanted that to reach the deity or the stars. They wanted to be heard. Incantations are believed to have a mystical or magical quality with the power to bring about desired outcomes through the spoken words. Again, that is what an affirmation is as well, but now we know that it has nothing to do with magic. Even though you can still use incantations, as I tell in the other video, because an incantation could be the same statement, just instead of just thinking it or doing it robotically, you would put some energy behind it, like, I am healthy, or I am wealthy, I am in this happy relationship. However, there also were incantations back then that were mumbled. For example, a doctor that would go to a patient, they would also use those incantations, but they would not speak them clearly because they're not giving away their sacred or secret information. So those were mumbled so that they were not understood by the people they're trying to heal, because it was secret knowledge that only a group of people were supposed to have back then. Incantations may involve invoking higher powers or spiritual forces to aid in the manifestation of intentions. So yeah, in the medieval times, of course, there was a different mindset. So of course it does involve the higher deities. And again, now we know it is our subconscious mind that we want to connect to. I think nowadays the biggest difference would be the energy you put, like the force you put behind it. I am that, instead of I am always healthy. 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 I am so healthy. That's the main difference nowadays. So you get to decide which one you would choose. If you have a lot of energy and you feel like just saying affirmations is too boring for you, you can use your affirmations more incantation style. I hope it helped. And if you need a little bit help of finding your perfect affirmation or incantation, of course you can reach out for personal coaching, and I hope to see you there or in my other channels or my other videos. Until then, I do wish you all the best now. Bye bye.